Hello. I thought I'd come on and have a talk about DNFs and my own perception of DNFs. I'm not somebody who doesn't finish a lot of books. As a child, I was a voracious reader. You know, my mum would always say I'd sit and read a cereal packet. You know, I would read anything and everything. And so it's very, very rare for me not to finish a book. There are only 3 books that I can actually think of that I haven't ever finished. And they're not recent finishes, because anything that I'm reading now, I finish. Whether it's because, I don't know, why don't I finish books? Why don't I... I'm getting this the wrong way around now. I finish books, I don't not finish them. So why is that? Is it because the books I'm choosing are books that I know that I'm going to like? Is that the reason why I always finish my books? Or is it the fact that, you know, once I've started, I'm going to get to the end? You know, I set myself a goal. Yeah, I've started, so I'm finishing. Is that why? I don't know really, but it is very, very rare for me to DNF a book. And the only ones I can remember out DNFing are Ulysses by James Joyce. This was one I picked up years ago because it was one of the books that, you know, I felt that I had to read. And I just had to put it down. I couldn't. It didn't... I just got... I don't know. I just couldn't carry on turning the pages. If I picked it up now, I don't know. Maybe one day I'll give it another go. But that is one of the ones that I never finished. And it makes me wonder how many people who have read it actually just say they have when they haven't, because they want to be seen to have read Ulysses. The second one that I picked up, it was one on a Kindle, and I picked it up because it was free. It was a £0, so I picked it up because I thought it might be interesting. And it's called, pretty sure it's called Making of a Monster, and it was to do with a psychopath, I think. I can't quite remember now, but I DNF'd that one very, very quickly because the violence and the language, it just turned me off. It didn't take me long to DNF that one. And so maybe that's telling me not to pick up £0 books again. Don't pick up freebies because you're going to be disappointed. And the third one was The Tea Planter's Wife by Diane Jeffries. And I picked it up for something different. I thought, well, yeah, this is a book I might like. You know, it's a genre that I don't normally read. And when I started it, I could see why it was a genre that I don't normally read. I didn't engage with it. It wasn't for me. And the main character, I just wanted to slap her. I didn't warm to her at all. And maybe that is... It told me that, yeah, I am right in not picking that genre. Those are the only 3 that I can actually think of that I DNF'd. But basically, I don't. If I start a book, I finish it, usually. And the last time I DNF'd, the Diane Jeffries one, it must be 4 or 5 years ago at least that I picked that one up. And because now I'm just reading for pure pleasure. And even the ones that I get from NetGalley, and they sometimes challenge me because they're different to what I normally read. I find out actually enjoying them. The Booker long list that I'm reading at the moment, that I'm working my way through, again, they're books that I wouldn't normally pick up. And yeah, I mean, a couple of them have been... I've started them and I thought, should I, shouldn't I? But I carry on and I end up, although I might not give it a 5-star, I've never given any a 1 star. So I always finish my books because I just want to get to the end and know what happens usually. So that is a little bit of rubbish from me for a change. Not talking about any book in particular, but just talking about why I don't DNF on the whole. So happy reading, take care, and bye.